Hello, tax community. Welcome back. This is Don and Nicole uh, from Tax Wars. We've got June bugs. It's June. Imagine how that happened, right on cue. What we're going to be talking about today is how to get into the IRS. One of the number one problems, number one complaints with the IRS is you call, you're on hold forever. I've clocked times myself that can last up to 3 hours, believe it or not. So we're going to talk about some of the ways, tricks, and tips on how to easily get into the IRS, any department, very quickly, get the information that you need for your own personal taxes or for your clients. Okay? So, Nicole, you want to start it off with that?
Yes, yeah. The most efficient way is to use a service that you can pay for. It's usually charged by minute, where they will actually contact the IRS for you and then connect you with the call once someone picks up the phone there. That can get a little pricey, but it does definitely save you a lot of time.
Yeah, it can be an efficient way if you are in business. If you're a taxpayer, there are a number of tricks, but you're limited as to what you can do. So, this show, we specialize in tax resolution and communicating to the tax resolution community, but anyone who is a tax preparer. At some point in time, you're going to find yourself in need of either having to serve a client or sometimes a relative or a friend or sometimes even yourself with your own personal taxes, even as a tax professional. So we're going to first start off why we want to kind of voice why, excuse me, why it's so difficult to get into the IRS right now, especially right now post COVID, but why there's such long wait times and what's going on at the IRS, what changes are taking place, and why the wait times seem even much longer than they ever have before. Nicole, you want to explain that to everybody?
Yes, I think the biggest issue, and it's happening not only with the IRS but a lot of other places, is the fact that it's been a little bit more difficult to find employees, so they don't have as many people working as they normally would. And then beyond that, they are training a lot of new employees, so the wait times are just a lot longer due primarily to those two reasons.
Well, in addition to that, COVID changed everything. When COVID hit, IRS being federal employees, something that the IRS never set up to do was to send about 85% of its employees, especially those that work in the call center answering calls, home. So just imagine you have tens of thousands of employees who should be working in a secured area and a secured phone system suddenly working from home. Now, that might not have been so bad if they knew that they were ever going to have to go work from home. However, they never thought this was possible. So what happened was, at the same time, you had the husband who was now working from home, all the kids who were doing school from home, the cat, the dog, grandma, grandpa, Uncle Pete, and the house was full. So if you called the IRS and they were working from their home, which most of them are, you could hear all of the typical family things going on in the background. Grandma stirring the pot of grits, the dog barking, the parakeet going off, toilets flushing, um, washer dryer going off, many things, and of course the husband watching his favorite sports team, if that was possible. So it was very distracting. However, after the IRS employees, got used to doing that, they didn't want to go back. You may be experiencing the same thing in your own business or industry where a number of people have gone to work from home and they don't want to come back. That will change, and that will also make getting a lot more of the calls answered. We hope. In addition, the IRS, their entire phone system, entire computer system, is horrible. They haven't upgraded it since Jimmy Carter was in office. So that's another problem. And in addition, as Nicole had mentioned, there are a lot of the older IRS employees who knew how to work those old computer systems, those old DOS-based computer systems, have left, along with the technicians who service them. When COVID hit, a lot of them just aged out, decided to retire out. They didn't want to deal with the commute and all the other situations. So they just took early retirement, if possible. and then a lot of new people have been brought in who don't know the old system. So it's going to be a long transition, among other things. So, first off, we do want to talk about the service that Nicole was talking about. The service is called NQ. This is more so for tax professionals to utilize. However, if you're an individual, you want to pay for the service, I can't see why you wouldn't be able to benefit from it. But you'd have to be calling the IRS quite a bit. You can just, if you've got an IRS situation, you might just want to sign up for just 1 month. Okay? That's it. NQ. How do you spell it?
ENQ.
ENQ. Okay. What's the website?
I believe it's just enq.com.
ENQ.com. Okay. You might want to take a look at that. It may or may not be something for you or your business. I know that both Nicole and I use it all the time, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you want to explain the NQ service since we're talking about that now, Nicole? How does that work?
It's very simple. They give you a list of numbers. Just choose the department that you're trying to get into, and you choose that number, dial the number. Once you've dialed it, it'll ask for your PIN, enter your PIN, and you're right there with the IRS.
Explain what a PIN is, just in case some people don't understand.
They'll give you a PIN code that just connects the call with your account, so they know who to charge for the call. So it's, I believe, a 6-digit PIN that you'll enter. You'll get that when you purchase the service from NQ.
Yeah, it does. Will charge you by the minute. Now, if you're in a long hold time, and many times you may not even get into someone, you won't get charged for the call.
Right.
However, it's been an invaluable service. Most tax professionals who have to call the IRS, because 89% of tax professionals don't ever call the IRS. They don't even know how to call the IRS. And if they had to call the IRS, they go nuts. Okay, it's very common for tax professionals who work in the tax resolution industry to be on the phone with the IRS every day. As a matter of fact, there isn't a day that Nicole and I are not on the phone with an actual IRS employee representative, probably from all different departments.
Yes.
That's another important thing, understanding how to get through to all of the different departments. And that's some of the things that we'll be discussing, not particularly in this one episode, but in the future. We'll be going further into detail how to get into the IRS, tips, tricks, things that you probably, if you don't already know, you will find these very, very invaluable. Okay? What I want to do is just lead into the next thing, and this is going to be specific to tax professionals, okay, is how to handle your client's case once you've gotten through to the IRS, how to handle your client's case with your client on the phone and an IRS representative. Okay, Nicole, you want to talk about that? It's referred to in the industry, and I don't know how this term came up, how this term evolved rather. It's called a Pratt call. That's the term that we use in the industry, but it's actually came about. The tax professionals have a practitioner's hotline at the IRS. So practitioner Pratt and then call. That's how that came about. Typically, for years, practitioners who knew about the line would use it. It would get you into the IRS relatively faster. Now, there's so many people using that line. It's best to use NQ, which will get you in even faster, and you have a number of different options of how to do that. But how we often use the practitioner line to call into the IRS is to also conference our client in on that same call so that we can get information real time with the taxpayer and many times resolve issues that might take a tax practitioner or tax professional days, weeks, or even months, when you can solve some of the simple issues, get information, and place holds on the account, have account transcripts sent to you immediately, have them mailed to the taxpayer. And also, if you have the taxpayer on the line, you don't have to have a power of attorney on file. They'll always ask you if you do. You say, no, but I do have my taxpayer on the line. So, as a matter of fact, let's kind of give you an example of what that call would be like. Let's see if Nicole is willing to do a little bit of role playing. I know she was this morning. How about that, Nicole?
Sure.
Okay, do you want to be the IRS representative or I be the IRS representative? Which one do you want to be? Which one do you want Nicole to be? Let's take a vote. I say I want Nicole to be the tax practitioner calling in with their clients. We're going to play two roles. We're going to play two roles. No, we'll do it in part. We'll do it in parts. We'll do it in parts. Okay, so you're actually okay. Nicole does this. So you're calling in, and you're calling in with your client, and we're just going to play it to that one before you put your client on the phone. Does that make sense? Please tell me if that doesn't make sense. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Oh, everything makes sense. All makes sense to Nicole, especially if I'm talking. So you can't trust her. Okay. All right. So you're calling, and I'm the IRS practitioner. Okay. So we'll give you this will give you a clue as to exactly how this call goes. So go ahead, Nicole. Ring.
Ring.
Hello, this is you've reached the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service. This is Donald Barnes, 000777666. How may I help you today?
Hi, yes, I'm calling on behalf of a client. We would like to review his account and determine if there are any potential issues that need to be addressed at this time.
Okay, I'm sorry. You said you're calling in with your client on the phone today. Do you have a power of attorney on file?
I do not, but I do have the client available. I'll go ahead and get him on the line right now.
Now hold on. Your client is going to have to get permission for you to talk, and he's going to have to. I will have to ask him disclosure questions since you do not have a power of attorney on file. Is your client aware of this?
Yes.
Okay. And who are you? What is your name?
Nicole Davis.
Nicole Davis. Do you have a CAF number, Nicole?
Yes.
All right. What is your CAF number?
0313-232-89R.
And then what if you don't have a CAF number? You don't have a CAF number? Okay. Then your client is definitely have to go through disclosure questions.
Yes.
All right. Are you all aware of that? And you cannot listen on the phone call since you do not have a CAF number. You do not have a power of attorney on file, Miss Davis, if that is in fact your real name.
Yeah.
Okay. Until your taxpayer client has passed disclosure. And before you bring your client on the phone, what is this actually call regarding? What is going on? What does he need? What is the problem?
Well, we would like to find out what's going on with his case. We'd like to find out if there are any unfiled tax returns that need to be filed and any balances on the account, first of all.
Okay. Do you know what years are involved?
We'll be interested in years from 2000 to current.
You know, it would be very helpful, Ms. Nicole, if you had the power of attorney on file. But I'll go ahead and go through with this. Go ahead and bring your client on. And remember, you cannot listen during this call while taxpayer goes through disclosure. Okay?
Got it. Yes, sir.
All right. Very good. Okay, so that's how that first half would go. And then we're going to go through the client going through disclosure. It's very, very simple. So let's be very quickly and brief for the most part. That's so that you can do a verbal authorization with the taxpayer, and that way you can be on the phone. Tax professional can be on the phone with client taxpayer, and you get the information together. This is a great way and a great help for clients because many times clients, they call the IRS, they'll wait for days, sometimes weeks, they'll never be able to get through. This way you can get right through right away, prove to your client that you're providing an excellent service to them, and take care of issues right away. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to play the what am I playing?
The IRS
The
agent.
IRS representative. And Nicole is now going to be her client. Okay. So, all right. Are you the client?
Yes.
Okay. And all right. So, are you aware that I have to take you through disclosure questions in order to be able to have your representative, Miss Davis, on the phone with you? And will you give permission for that? Is that correct, taxpayer?
That is correct.
All right, very good. The first thing I need is your social security number.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 9. Okay, all right. And what is your name and include your middle initial?
Jane M. Taxpayer.
Okay, Jane M. Taxpayer. Oh, I think we might be related. I'm a taxpayer too. Okay. All right. And your date of birth?
April 1985.
Okay. And when you file your filing status? Do you file married filing, single, married filing, married filing separately?
Head of household.
Head of household. Okay. And what is your date of birth?
4/1985.
4/1985.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. All right. And I need the address of the last time that you filed a tax return.
123 Main Street, Riverside, California, 92506.
Are you serious? I live right down the street from you. I'm working from home.
We must be related.
I can see you in my kitchen window. I swear to God. I swear to God. And we are related. You're
Yes.
a taxpayer, I'm a taxpayer. How come you weren't at the family reunion?
Right? COVID.
Well, me too. Okay. All right. So it appears that you passed disclosure. So if you want to go ahead and bring Miss, what was her name? Nicole
Davis.
Whoever that lady was.
Yes.
All right. Whoever. All right. And are you going to stay on the call with us?
Yes.
Okay. You don't have to stay on the call with us because you've given authorization to Mr. Cole Davis to talk on your behalf. But you want to stay on the call?
Yes.
You're a fool. You're a fool.
Yeah.
You stay on the call. And you can leave the line anytime you want to. Okay. All right. So, all right, Ms. Davis, your taxpayer client has passed disclosure. Okay.
Great.
So now you had said earlier you want to do a compliance check.
Yes, that is correct.
And find out if there's any issues on the account.
Yes, correct.
Is there anything that specifically that you're looking for that you know of?
No, not that I know of. Like I mentioned before, we're really at this point just looking for any unfiled tax returns that are required by the IRS, and then any balances that are owed on the account.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and search for this information. I'm going to put you and your client on a brief hold, maybe 5 minutes, and then I'll be right back with that information. Is that okay, Mr. Cole?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. Okay, so that's how that all opens. Okay, and then from there, what happens is the IRS representative never comes back in 5 minutes.
If they do, they come back. They tell you, "Okay, I know it's been 5 minutes. I need you to wait 5 more."
Right. What they do actually is you think that they're diligently searching for this information. They get them to go to the bathroom, get some of that birthday cake from the birthday party that they're throwing for. If they're working from home, they go down to the corner bodega.
Yep.
Okay, buy some cigarettes. Talk to Mr. Jimmy, have a cherry soda. And then they come back and they go, "Okay, thanks for holding. All right, I need to put you on hold for an additional 5 minutes." And they go back and do the same thing. If they're at home, they're doing their laundry, fluff and fold, and they come back. Okay, I have that information. All right, your client that has not filed 2016, 2017, 2014, 2018, 2019.
Okay. Do you have any balances on the account?
No, but we have assessments pending. If your client has not filed these, it appears as though the IRS is going to assess these returns within the next 30 days. What would you like to do, Mr. Cole?
First of all, I would like to see if you could please send out some transcripts to my secure mailbox so that we can go ahead and prepare the tax returns for the taxpayer.
You have the secure mailbox with us, Mr. Cole?
I do.
Okay. And which years do you want on the account transcripts? Do you want wage and income as well?
Yes, unmasked, please.
Unmasked?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Very good. I'm going to need for you. Is there anything else that you're going to need other than the wage and income for those years and the account transcripts for those years?
The record of account for 20 and 21, please.
The record of account for 20 and 21?
Yes.
That's what you want too?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm going to put you on a brief hold for 5 minutes.
Thank you.
They put you on hold for 5 minutes. They go to the bathroom. They leave. They're not doing it because they could get this all done very, very quickly if they wanted to. But you have to be patient with them. You don't want to. Do not piss them off.
No.
Okay. Do not piss them off. They get pissed off very easily, and when they get pissed off, they get very uncooperative. Mm-hmm. Okay. You be as sweet as sugar. As sweet as sugar. Now, I'm always as sweet as sugar. Nicole has a bit of a temper. She's in anger management classes.
Yes.
You know, so it's getting better. But do not piss them off. When they come back on the phone, they're going to come back and they're going to ask you, okay, I have got all those documents. Uh, Everything is sent to you, Mr. Cole, to your inbox. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Yes. Can you please tell me what department's handling the substitute for returns that are being prepared?
Uh, I don't see where that is at this time. You might want to call back. What I can do, Mr. Cole, is Mr. Cole, right?
Yes.
It's Mr. Cole, right?
Yes.
Mr. Cole, taxpayer.
Yeah.
We related. We related. Okay. So what I can do is I can go ahead, since you don't have a power of attorney on file, I can put here in the notes that you can call back, and you can call back without the client because you won't have to go through disclosure. Just whatever IRS representative answers the phone, just tell them that you missed Nicole, and that you in the notes, and that you missed Nicole taxpayer, and tell them that you related to me.
Yeah.
Because
Will do.
They know that because we both taxpayers.
Yes.
Okay, and then they will be able to go ahead. You won't have to call back to the client and go through disclosure, and that they should be have that information as soon as our computer system on that side of the IRS clicks over. Because I can't get it for you right now.
Okay.
You can call back and get it later.
Okay.
And you won't have to have the taxpayer on the phone because I already put you in as the power of attorney, even though you didn't send over the power of attorney. Okay.
Okay.
Is there anything else I can help you with, Mr. Cole?
Yes. Can you transfer me to the exams department, please?
Okay. I think I normally could transfer you over to the exams department, but I've been eating hot wings and my fingers is dirty and I can't push the button. but if you just call back just to go and ask for exams, then I'm sure they'll be able to help you. Okay.
Will do. Got it.
Mr. Cole, is there anything else I can help you with?
No, thank you for all your help. You've been wonderful.
Did you want to place a hold on the account, Mr. Cole?
Oh,
So
yes,
So that since your client is about to be assessed, so that he doesn't end up getting liens, levies, and garnishments?
Yes, please. Can we place a hold on the account?
Okay. Is your taxpayer still on the phone?
Yes.
I don't hear your taxpayer. Taxpayer, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay. Do you agree to allow Mr. Cole to put a hold on the account?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. How long of a hold would you like, Mr. Cole?
60 days.
Okay. And where do I hold that? I do not believe that I can give you a 60-day hold. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
but you knew that already, Mr.
Right,
Cole.
yes.
You knew that. You tried to get indignant with me.
Can we do a 30-day hold?
You should have asked for that first. You get an attitude, Mr.
Just
Cole.
test in the waters.
You get an attitude. Nope. You do not want to get an attitude with me.
I'm just really not sure. This is my first call, so.
I knew it was your first call. Okay. I can tell. You're an amateur. You ain't been doing this for. Is your taxpayer on the phone?
Yes.
Mr. Taxpayer, she ain't been doing this for years and years. She's an amateur. You need to call my uncle.
Yeah.
He's been doing this for years and years. He in prison though.
Right.
You can still call him. He work in tax resolution.
Yeah. He's gonna have to call you.
He'll call you. I got your number. I'm gonna give him your number.
You take collect calls?
Okay. So essentially, what you want to do if you're a tax professional is just make sure that you get a hold on the account. Okay. So the thing about the IRS, if you don't ask, they won't give it to you. Very few. It's getting to the point that the IRS, when you call the IRS representatives, they would be very helpful. They would tell you, yes, you might want to do this, you might want to do that. Those days are over. Okay. Now, if you don't ask for it, they're not going to tell you. And the service, the quality of the service, I would like to say that it was a nightmare when COVID hit, but before COVID, it was, well, let's just say, so that the IRS doesn't get mad at us.
Yeah.
Let's just say they're trying harder.
I don't agree with anything.
And I have the full faith and confidence that with Joe Biden in office, the IRS is going to be spectacular service. It'll be like like it was flying first class on the airlines back in the day.
100%.
Right. So we're looking for things to improve almost immediately.
Yes.
They'll be picking those phones up right away.
Yes.
Okay. So this is one of the first parts that we want to talk about in terms of one of the tips in terms of getting to the IRS. We're going to follow up with our next episode, episode 3, to give you some additional tips for both taxpayers and tax professionals as we move in on this next week. So be sure and hit the like button and also hit the
subscribe,
comment. And share.
Yes.
Okay. And once again, Nicole's website is
dtaxsolutions.com.
And you can also find us at taxwarsusa.com. We've also got some other websites that where Paul is placing down in the links below for us.
Yes.
So you can contact us on any of those websites as well. We also have a number of guest interviews that we're going to be doing. And we're no longer going to be doing this format after this week. This was just to get things going. We know the sound is bad and that the quality is bad. But the most important thing is Nicole's hair looks wonderful outside in the sunlight, doesn't it? So pretty, so pretty. Ooh. So that's why we're doing this. We had some technical difficulties, so that's why our sound isn't working that well and everything else. But things will improve. So stick with us, and remember, like button, subscribe, and comment. We look forward to talking with you and seeing you on the next episode. And we'll continue give you some tips on how to get the IRS. All right? Until then, have a great day.
Bye.